see the flashing lights so bright, now it's time. Don't you worry, give me the cue, I'm ready. Tune in, come see fashion news celebrities. Don't you worry, give me the cue, I'm ready. Don't listen to just nothing. Tune in, I'ma tell you something. QTV, oh.
Hey everyone, welcome back to QTV. As promised, I have Dr. Marc Lazare here. Oh, he is such an amazing dentist. He's going to tell us how to get our teeth white like these celebrity white teeth, and I'm so excited. Especially I've been watching the Oscars last week, so I want to know what are the secrets to getting your teeth white.
There's so many different ways to whiten your teeth.
Okay.
With a lot of these celebrities, they have porcelain veneers, so it's kind of a that's the more expensive way of doing it. You have these little porcelain facings that go over the fronts of your teeth, shaped the way you'd like to make them look very nice and natural, a bright white, but a natural looking white, and it's a gorgeous way to make a smile over. But if you're looking for a less expensive way of making over your smile, there are a number of ways too.
Okay.
So we can do some whitening. So in-office whitening or home whitening, different ways of whitening. We'll cover that, but whitening is a great way to brighten your smile.
Okay.
Bonding. If you have areas...
Now, what is bonding? I've never heard of that before.
It's kind of like a tooth color filling material. Let's say you have teeth that are short and chipped, or you're spacing between the teeth, or something, or like a...
I know a lot of people that may need help with that one.
Yeah. Or when there's like a white spot there or a dark spot, you can actually take the teeth and you can actually build things out, create the illusion that they're straighter, whiter, prettier than they normally are.
Now, are these permanent, or this is something that goes on?
It's relatively permanent. It doesn't go on and off. So it's like a veneer, but instead of being made out of porcelain, it's made out of bonding.
Oh wow.
So it looks kind of like porcelain, and if it's made the right way, they can look just almost as gorgeous as the porcelain. They look beautiful. So I can have someone who has a big space between the two front teeth, and I can close those gaps and create the illusion that teeth are picture perfect and straight and nice with just some bonding, and it takes a visitor.
Now, does your teeth become more sensitive with this bonding and all, especially with the whitening?
Actually,
and
a lot of times with bonding, teeth become less sensitive because you're actually sealing up the tooth.
Oh, okay, that's true.
With veneers, you can do veneers without shaving down much tooth structure, or with shaving down some. It depends. The way you know about it is this: if your teeth are a little too far protrusive, they're coming too far forward, you need to take them back a little bit to add back the thickness of the porcelain you want to add. So picture a porcelain veneer is like a thumbnail thickness of porcelain that you have. So let's say it's about 1 millimeter. So if you want to add 1 millimeter, you have to take away 1 millimeter if your teeth were perfect to begin with. If your teeth are sticking too far forward, let's say they're sticking 1 millimeter too far forward, you take back 2 millimeters to add back 1 millimeter. If your teeth are in and short, you can just add to it. You don't have to take away any tooth structure.
Now, I've seen a couple of people that do have veneers, but it seems like it looks like they have something in their mouth because it's hard for them to talk, especially with you telling me that you have to shave down 1 millimeter.
Well, the thing is this: if you're trying to change the color of the tooth, people walk in and say, "I want my teeth white. I want them to look bright white." So if you try to go to somewhere where they don't take away any tooth structure, and you're already out to begin with, and you're just adding to it, they look more bulky, they look fake.
Okay.
But if you take away the right amount to add back the right amount, and you see a great ceramist who knows how to layer the porcelain properly, you can make them look so natural that you can't even tell they're veneers.
Dr. Marc, we have a couple of Q&A questions that our Twitter friends who follow Q at QTV.
Let's do it.
First question is teeth whitening harmful to your enamel?
Okay. So teeth whitening, as I was saying, is not harmful to your enamel as long as you do it properly. And I'll tell you why. There are whitening junkies out there who will whiten a little bit every single day. What's happening there are the people are constantly putting their enamel in a weaker state.
Okay.
So every single day while they're whitening, the pores of the teeth are open, the fluoride-rich layer's gone, it's subject to the acids and things in the mouth, and now the enamel can become weaker, develop cavities, and cause problems. But if you whiten the right way, which is you whiten for a short period of time and avoid things like soda and things that are very acidic during that time, and brush with the fluoride toothpaste, after that time's over, your enamel is just as hard as it was before, and no harm came to the teeth, and they just are a brighter version of what they were before. So if you're doing it the right way, under supervision, you should do fine.
So you shouldn't whitening every day.
You should not whiten every day.
Okay, so how often should you?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. There are different ways of whitening your teeth. So I'll cover a good segue into different ways of whitening. Okay, so the way I make the analogy is, let's say you want to get from here to California. Okay, I'm in New York right now. So from New York to California, you fly there. That's the fastest way to go.
Of course.
Flying there is like doing the in-office whitening. So let's say I do the Philips Zoom whitening in office. So within 45 minutes of whitening time, the person is where they want to be, most times. Sometimes you need a connecting flight, maybe you need 2 sessions in office to get you there.
Of course.
Okay? I also make people home trays, custom whitening home trays, which are contoured to fit the teeth perfectly, and I give the patients the gel to use at home. This gel, they'll use either at night to sleep with or during the day. They're in full control, so I consider that to be more like driving there.
Okay.
So you can do the home trays and not do the in-office whitening and drive there. It'll take you a little bit longer, but you will get there. Most times I recommend people do a combination of flying with driving. So usually
Okay.
fly to the airport and drive a little more to your destination.
Of course.
So do a little bit of that. Now, people ask about the over-the-counter products, the whitening strips, other whitening products they sell over the counter. That's kind of like walking there. You'll eventually get there, but it just takes a lot longer. And some people are more receptive to that and will brighten up from the home whitening over the counter.
Of course.
Some people it doesn't affect at all.
Another question is, how often should you visit the dentist as you get older?
I would say visit the dentist, whether you're young or old, at least a couple times a year, but it depends on what issues the person has.
Okay.
If someone has periodontal issues where your gums are inflamed and your bone is getting lost around there, they should be under more strict control and go at least every few months.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So if someone with a healthier teeth, you would say about six months, every 6 months?
6 months is a good time for someone with a very healthy mouth. If someone needs more help, I would say every 3 to 4 months.
Wow, okay, interesting. Now, this question was for a lot of parents. They want to know what age should they start taking their kids to the doctor?
All right. I have a couple of kids myself, and I love kids. I have fun with them in my office. My office is mostly like a cosmetic practice where I do a lot of smile makeovers, but I do family dentistry, but I see a lot of kids too, and I love kids. So I would say 95% of the people who bring children to me, as long as they're good, I'll be glad to see them.
They take kids to get their teeth.
So I see kids in my office from age about 1.5 on up, typically. Between 1 and 2 is a good time. Usually closer, by 2 you should take your child. 1.5 might be a little bit earlier, but definitely by 2. And you also want to teach the parents how to care for your kid's teeth. So all the parents there, you're teaching not just the kid, but the parents how to care for the kid's teeth. You're teaching the parents the proper, dietary, ways of what's good and what's bad for your teeth.
Okay.
For example, people think that eating raisins is good for your teeth. Raisins is probably one of the worst things you can have for your teeth.
I've never heard that before. Wow.
It gets stuck there. It's pure sugar. It gets stuck. Believe it or not, chocolate's not so bad.
Chocolate is good. Chocolate's good.
Let's
Which
say
kind of chocolate?
Well, I'm going to say dark chocolate. I'm a fan of dark chocolate. I'm a dentist talking about dark chocolate here. But dark chocolate, it actually is high in antioxidants. It's got a lot of good characteristics to it, but it dissolves. It doesn't get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, of course.
Now, if you have chocolate-covered raisins, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. One last question from our viewers. They want to know, how can they cure sensitive teeth?
In their teeth. And if they're grinding, most times they're going to create a sensitivity because you're wearing down the enamel, you're putting a lot of stress on the teeth, and if you can put someone into a night guard and relax the muscles, that sensitivity will go away a lot of times.
For all of you guys viewing out there, there's many different ways for you guys to get in contact with Dr. Marc. He also has an app which is very, very well. I've been on it. You guys can view it on your iPhone, your iPad, and Android phones. It's called Dental Expert.
It's a free download. It's a free download. It's a great app. I've had millions of downloads on this thing, and I have people from all over the world actually write in questions. You can email questions through the app, and I'll answer them personally. And any really good questions, I'll usually post for an update on the app too.
Now, for everyone watching, all you have to do is log on to my website, send us an email, tell us why you like Dr. Marc Lazare, and you'll be able to get a free book and also get a consultation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rock you, rock you, rock you, hey.